Well, Sharon King spent years searching for her biological family. She not only found them, but a way to connect with children growing up as she did in a family that welcomed her through adoption. My Beautiful Brown Rainbow is a kid's book, but grown-ups are getting a lot out of it too. Sharon joins us now from Los Angeles. Hi, Sharon. How are you?
Hey, how are you, Jewel?
Good.
Nice to see you.
Yes, good to have you on the show. So I was able to take a look at the book, and I love the vibrant colors. I love the celebration of nations with the flags on the shirts in several of the pages, and then it's through the lens of a 6-year-old. So let's just get right into it. Tell us more about this masterpiece of yours.
Thank you for calling it a masterpiece. It is one of my bucket lists, things I always wanted to do. I wanted to write a children's book. And back in probably 95 or 96, I think I was working on the film Soul Food as a casting director and feeling creative and inspired. So I said, let me start writing some of the things that I want to do too. And I wrote the book and I kind of put it on the shelf. I didn't find the right illustrator at the time, so there it lay. Fast forward me, discovering my future family, my DNA family, looking for them actually, because that was a recent discovery. I decided to write a book that covered adoption as well as skin color and identity and why we look the way we do. Kids often have the notion that we're all one color, but we're not. And so what makes us those different colors? So that's how it kind of got started.
Yeah, I really like the name, My Beautiful Brown Rainbow. It's
Yes.
a really cool twist on the rainbow. And so yeah, just kind of not describe, but give me more insight into why you came up with that title and using the various colors of brown.
Absolutely. Well, if you look in a family, we're not black or white. We're all different colors, all different shades. In my family of color, especially, we have a blend of many different people. So you can look light skin, dark skin, medium tones, brown tones of every shade. And it does look like a rainbow. When we're together at a reunion and we're all standing together, it is a rainbow color. And so nothing is more beautiful than a brown rainbow to me.
Yeah. I love these pictures we're seeing, and again, just the celebration of diversity and not having those barriers up, because that's unfortunately a lot of what we see in this day and age. Sharon, talk to us a little bit about your journey growing up and what really captured your heart to write a book like this that is about a very complex issue, but can be very simple as well.
Sure. I didn't know that I was not officially a full 100% part of my family that I was growing up with until age 15. And my mother, before she passed, told me that, I had a different father than my half siblings. And so from that point on, I tried to discover and find that family. Family secrets are horrible. And it's something that has plagued me my entire life in terms of, weighing heavy on, where do I come from? What's my identity? Who do I look like? Up until that point, and still now to this day, the family I was raised with was so full of love. And my father, my brothers and sisters, my aunts, my whole entire family, uncles, I wouldn't have known had I not been told, because I was loved that much. And so although I was unofficially adopted, many people who are officially adopted or in foster care or just in other families that they have not been born into, I hope they're as lucky, and many are not, as I have been, to be loved. Once I found let me take that back. They found me. Thank you, Ancestry DNA and 23andMe. I received notice that I might have a cousin. And from that point on, it was verified. And then further verified, my half brother from 23andMe. So I have 7 additional siblings that I just have not met yet, but wow. That's my hope.
Okay, wow, that's quite a journey. And so not only do you have the biological family that you are learning about and meeting as an adult, but you also have the family that you grew up with. And to me, that's the best, kind of like the best of both worlds, you know? Would you agree?
It is. It is absolutely the best of both worlds because, that unconditional love that I've always had and, can never waver means the world, whether I found my DNA family or not, that can never be erased. And I'm grateful for that. I absolutely am grateful for that.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, in terms of people who are interested in adopting, talk to us about more growth for Black families in terms of adopting. Would it be correct to say that not as many Black families are adopting children that need to be adopted?
Well, unfortunately, I can't speak to that because I don't know those statistics. Again, my upbringing was I was integrated into a family, not officially adopted. So unofficially adopted. A friend of mine, Deborah Brown, wrote a book about adoption, her journey with Joshua. You should check out her, and she can tell you some of those details, I'm sure. But in terms of Black families adopting, I think it's imperative for our community, for people of color to embrace each other, our own, and start off with foster care.
Okay, yeah, and from my own personal experience, I know a lot of white families actually that have adopted Black children. And so I think your book can be very helpful in instances like that, where someone of one race adopts someone of another race. And while as a child, I don't think children are easy. They don't tend to, pick up on things quite often as adults do. I guess what I'm trying to say is the children are more accepting than adults are often. And so how do you think that your book can help in instances like that with families who, like you've been mentioning, are of one race or a different skin tone, a different color in instances like that?
Well, in the book, when you read it, you'll find out that our character, Sunny, it's pointed out to her that she's not the same color as her family, and she didn't even realize it. And so that's, she knew she was adopted, but we find out she really doesn't know what adoption means. So her mother explains to her the differences. And for any family with, who adopts a child, especially outside of their race, it helps them to understand that we are a mixture of different heritages, and you find out your DNA and you come from all different places, and this is why you look the way you look. And it would definitely help any family who wanted to adopt a child and explain adoption from the beginning and not keep the secret.
Absolutely. And I think what is also key, above all else, is love, right? Regardless of what color we are, we're all human. And we all need love, and we all need a family. And so if that's someone who is brown, yellow, just regardless, at the end of the day, it's about love, right?
It's absolutely about that. Some families are made of people that are just friends, and you come together and make yourself a family. And that's about love. So you're absolutely right. That's the bottom line. And no matter what, if I never meet my new siblings or further my family, that's okay, because I'm loved, and I always will be.
Yeah, and one other question for you. For people who might have a fear about adopting a child, what would you say to kind of help them think about it more positively?
Well, I think that people should be open to welcoming outsiders into their family, and that's what adoption would be. There are many children out there who don't have homes under certain circumstances, and many of those circumstances, could be healed with the love from someone who actually is able to take care of them, wants to take care of them, and build a family. The most important thing is to, know that you really want to do this and not to jeopardize a child's future by being wishy-washy. So, that's why I said maybe start with the foster care system and try it out, and then hopefully, adopt.
All right. Well, Sharon, thank you so very much for joining us. We really appreciate you being here to share more about My Beautiful Brown Rainbow. And I hope that lots of people will take advantage of this wonderful resource about adoption. Thanks again, Sharon. My Beautiful Brown Rainbow in paperback or on Kindle. You can find at Amazon.com. Thanks again, Sharon.